County know that all of their law enforcement agencies have been working together for a safe, crime-free community. I would like to recognize Assistant Chief Craig Green from the City PD, Director Joey Cohn from the Narcotics Enforcement Team. To my left is Commissioner James Graves, Cullman County Commissioner, and these are just hard-working gentlemen here. The Chief of Hansville PD, Don Long. Bob Long. I get it wrong every time. Let's see. Local, state, and federal law enforcement agencies, headed up by the Cullman Narcotics Enforcement Team, conducted another major crackdown on illegal drug activity in Cullman County starting last Wednesday, December the 14th. This roundup is the result of a 5-month-long investigation which began in June of this year. I would like to thank everyone from the Cullman County Sheriff's Office, Cullman County DA's Office, Cullman Police Department, Hansville Police Department, the Drug Enforcement Agency, the U.S. Marshal Service, Alcohol, Beverage and Control Board, Cullman City Fire Department, Cullman Emergency Services, and Cullman County Detention Center for their assistance in making this roundup a success. This type of operation, like the one in June, takes a lot of planning and hard work. Therefore, I would like to give a special thanks to Lieutenant Joey Cohn, Director of the Cullman Narcotics Enforcement Team, and his agents. At this time, I'd like to turn it over to Joey Cohn, let him give you the statistics and tell you what went on with Roundup.
Yeah, our officers put together over 160 cases in the last 5 months. He was able to execute 135 of those warrants. Ended up with the results of 73 people going to jail. All of this stems from a lot of hard work the CNET agents has put together. The charges range from unlawful manufacturing of a controlled substance to trafficking to distribution on down to possession of marijuana. Y'all got any questions?
Are any of them still in jail?
Yes, several of them still in jail. Some of them made bond. Some of the bonds are, $1 million plus.
So these are all felonies or some misdemeanors? Or?
There's a few misdemeanors. The majority of them is felonies.
How much of this relates to the to meth?
It probably 65-70% of it was meth related. Meth was their number one drug that we bought off the street. Then prescription pills, marijuana. Then we bought some heroin.
Were these people all in cahoots with one another, or did they know each other, or what?
Some do, some of them don't. It's just a wide variety of people throughout the whole county.
So it took 5 months. Did you talk to people in the neighborhoods to find out who these people were? Did family members turn them in some cases?
Yeah. We worked on information we got off some of our hotlines, to people talking in the neighborhood, to our community watch folks, on down to our officers finding out information on their own and reacting.
73 people. That's a lot of people.
Yes, sir.
How much damage is this going to do to the drug trade here in Cullman County?
It's going to slow it down quite a bit, but unfortunately, more than likely there'll be someone to take their place already.
You know how many of these are a repeat from last time?
It was about 4 or 5 was repeat from the one we had in June.
So these people were all, this is their living primarily?
Yeah, majority of them, yes. Some of them still worked a normal job and sold from their business.
Do you know what the total street value of all this would be?
Not right off memory.
How much drugs? How much money? How many guns were taken off the street during this operation that started last week?
Well, additional charges that we had. You had 2 manufacturer charges that came up while we was executing the search warrant. There was quite a bit of stolen property recovered, and 37 grams of methamphetamines, which was another trafficking charge.
the stolen property was to be used to fund the drug habit, or what was it?
Yes,
Okay. So this has been returned to the owners in some cases?
yes.
How would you describe these people? I mean, they just look like kind of average folks.
Yes.
It's,
A lot of them do, and some of them, typical meth user look, slim, have sores on them, their personal hygiene they don't care about. Then you got some of them you can't tell from the everyday person.
is there any one part of town that was particularly susceptible to this problem?
No, it was pretty much every community in the county we made purchases from or arrested.
Anybody else want to say anything?
This time I'd like Assistant Chief Green, would you like to say a few words?
Sure. First of all, I'd just like to say this. We appreciate, and I think what this roundup shows is this. It shows that we have an area, a law enforcement area. This area works very well together. We appreciate the sheriff working well with us and us with them. I think it shows, to answer some of your questions, I think it's a shame. I had the opportunity to go with a couple of the folks, and it's the sad thing is it's not this isn't a numbers issue and a person issue. This is something that's affecting homes and lives and people's every day. I mean, the homes we went in are, would be there's small kids in there. The one that I went on, a lady was babysitting her great-grandchild, and the great-grandchild was in the home. So this is something that's destroying families and destroying homes, and we appreciate the opportunity to work closely with the sheriff. We appreciate our mayor and our council for their support. So again, Sheriff, thank you for the opportunity and the invitation.
Chief Long, Hansville PD.
Well, I'm kind of fortunate. Recently, right before I became chief, I worked with CNET. So I've been out there firsthand, and I know the hours and the dedication it takes from these guys to get out there and work around the clock to purchase this narcotics. And purchasing a drug is just the beginning. Then there's hours of paperwork, and you have to take it all the way through the arrest procedure and through court. So it's a long way from being over, but most of the people in Cullman County are hardworking, honest people. And then you have a few, like these 73, that they go out there and they sell meth or pills or marijuana, whatever, and most of these people can't hold down jobs. So that's where a lot of your burglaries and your thefts come from. And it's their way to fund their habit. And I'm proud to stand up here with these guys and be part of CNET and part of this roundup.
On the news release, it said more than 74 arrests. Is that not true?
Well, back, do what now, ma'am?
On the news release, it says more than 74 arrests, but it's still
Well,
73.
Every warrant is counted as an arrest.
Uh-huh.
When you serve a warrant. So some of these people may have had 3 charges, and that's where that comes from.
Okay.
The 73 bodies or personnel brought to the detention center. At this time, Commissioner James Graves, of course, we're thankful to have the support of the county commission here. We couldn't operate without the support from the commission and their funds. Mr. Graves?
Thank you.
When the sheriff mentioned after he took office last year that he wanted to make a major effort in trying to eradicate this from our community, the county commission in Cullman was totally for him, 100% behind him, even if it meant additional resources to help fund it to get this rid of this from the community. I know he ran on the platform when he was running for election last year that he intended to give greater emphasis to this and trying to get out of our community. I've experienced it in my own family. I've seen it with others. Periodically, we take a tour of the jail and we see all those in there that they picked up. It's a pity that we have to have this in our community, and it's so easily made and distributed. I suppose that's one of the things that makes it so popular with so many people. But we are 100% behind the sheriff, the other law enforcement officials and so forth in the county that make this task force up, and we will stay behind them, whatever's needed to continue this on a repeated basis.
How much did this cost the county?
Honestly, I haven't checked to see what's been necessary, but the cost is incidental to it. If he says he needs additional funds for this, whatever, then we will provide those funds. We regard it as that important an issue in the community. Thank you.
And I'm not sure who needs to answer this, but is there anybody that was on this warrant sheet, on this warrant list that got missed this time that we're still looking for?
Yes, we had 103 people that we was going after. We ended up with 73, 74 people. So we've still got, 30 people that we're looking for, that was related, so we can tie those people into the current charges.
Were any of these, I noticed several of the same last name.
Mhm.
I think one of them was Mays. I mean, are any of these rings? I mean, are any of these like a drug ring kind of situation, or most of these independent contractors, so to speak?
A lot of them were family members. They was father and son. In one case, they was father and son, mother and daughter. All four was arrested for possession. Two of them we're still looking for. The mom and dad we're still looking for manufacturing charges right now.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it, guys.
At this time, I'd like to thank the citizens of Cullman County for allowing me to serve as their sheriff. And like I've told them, we together, all of us, we can make Cullman County a safer place to live. And the only way we're going to make a dent in this meth is to make pseudoephedrin or ephedrine a prescription drug. So call your legislators and senators and get them to pass that bill. Thanks, guys.
But you don't have any visuals at all, do you, of any of the drugs?